Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I can do an update, or I should say a final update, to the very popular video titled Man Tells Ex to Take a Hike After She Begs Him to Marry Her. And guys, this is the final update to a video that was really popular. A lot of you guys were dying for a final update to all this. And as a quick recap, this is all about a guy. He is in his early 20s or so, mid-20s maybe. And he had this girlfriend for a while, and she would always cheat on him every time they would have a fight or a breakup or something stupid like that. And finally broke up with her. And he was getting things together in his life, and while he broke up with her, she was out riding the carousel, as you can imagine, with Chad and Tyrone. And to no surprise, one day, she got pregnant. And now that she's pregnant, she was begging him to come back and marry her because she knew this guy was a good guy, and he was reliable, he'd make a good father, and of course he'd have resources to pay for the bills and all that. This guy ain't having it because he knows that she's a piece of garbage. And so he's made his point clear, but the problem was that his sister and her are best friends. And his mother and her mother are best friends. And so all the women in his family are pressuring him to get involved with her. And I made it clear in both videos, this is because they obviously saw weakness in him. And so they were just trying to bug him until he broke down and just got together with this girl. He wasn't having it. He's trying to get his life around. And he was seeking my advice and your advice as to how to handle this bad, toxic family situation. And the second video is he walked out of there, he left, he says, not happening, I'm not marrying her, I'm not getting back together, she's garbage. And he wanted to go live with his father, who obviously divorced his mother for a reason and doesn't talk to his sister for a reason. And they keep bugging him. I was telling him pretty much, dude, you got to walk away. You got to move on. They're trouble. You don't need this shit in your life. On. And there were other details in there, but you guys that watched it know the point. I'll post links in case you want to watch it, because I want to spend 10 minutes talking about this. But the point is, this is wrapping it all up, what he chose to do, how he's pretty much getting the family off his case, etc., etc. And by the way, the family was milking him for everything he's worth. He was really paying to pretty much take care of all of them. It was just a bad situation. So I'm going to start off here. It says, hello SSM. Thank you for sharing my story so far. The advice I received from you and your viewers has helped me immensely. The past couple days have been eventful and stressful, but I am in a much better place now. Well, dude, I'm very happy to hear that my advice as well as the advice from the viewers helped out. And I know that I was very blunt, but I had to be, and you needed to hear it. And I'm sure many of my commenters, they were very blunt, if not very harsh, but guys need to hear the ugly truth. It is what it is. He says, before I get into anything new, I just want to clarify a few things. For starters, on the last video, you made it sound like I was willingly allowing my family to take money from my account. That is wrong. The account is not mine, nor have I put any money into it. I had opened that account for my mother when she was due to receive a monthly pension from her company. As for why my sister had access to it is because the account was meant for emergencies, health, medical incidents, and my mother's retirement, and at the same time I trusted her in making big family decisions. In the previous video, guys, he had some account that was they were taking money from, and I thought that he had an account that he was putting money into, and they were milking him for everything it was worth. So that just clears it up. But notice that he says his sister had access to it for emergencies. Well, his sister is obviously a piece of garbage. And for those of you who watch the video, you know she's a piece of garbage. And so you couldn't trust someone like that about, emergencies, because, buying a Louis Vuitton handbag would be an emergency. He says, my sister never handled that kind of finances before and probably assumed that the bank account was getting filled by me and thinking that it was my savings account. I have not told my sister about it. I want her to realize her mistakes on her own. I pray that she does not empty that bank account, as it might spell financial ruin for mother in the future. Well, your mother is a grown-ass woman. Why can't she take care of herself? Why is it your job to take care of her? Okay? It should be the other way around. She's taking care of you and the sister. Now, obviously, you're a grown-ass man at this point, but you get my point. Let's just say your sister takes all the money out and your mom is in trouble. Well, again, unless your mom is is a little bit starting to lose it because she's getting older, she can take care of herself. End of story. It's not your problem. So many people let themselves get sucked into family problems and drama. People could be doing well in their own lives, but they get sucked into all this family drama and they bring it into their own lives. You can't do that. And besides, the way your mom's been treating you and your sister, believe me, I told you in the last video to cut them off. And at the end of this story, you're going to see why I really say cut them off. Get them out of your life. You don't need it. They're just going to drag you down. Anyhow, Second, I stopped contact with Zoe's friends. Zoe is the piece of garbage ex-girlfriend of his, guys. Just for you guys that may have stumbled upon this and this is new, Zoe is the piece of trash ex-girlfriend that got pregnant from Chad and Tyrone while she was riding the carousel when they broke up. I stopped contact with Zoe's friends while I wanted to be in the loop. I knew I couldn't fully let go unless I cut them off too. So I did, and I've been feeling much more at ease and focus. Good. I told you to cut them off. In the last video, he was talking to his ex-girlfriend's friends because they were jealous of her and they were filling him in on things that were going on. I said, dude, you don't need that shit in your life. Who gives a crap? Cut them off. They're just going to bring drama into your life one way or another. After much reflection, I realized that their whole group was toxic to the core. Told you. The constant backstabbing, betrayals, lying, and other nonsense were the norm for them, and that is something that I do not wish to be a part of. Thank you for helping me realize that. You're welcome. Remember, women don't have friends, they have rivals. That's how it is. And backstabbing and lying and betrayals and drama, there you go. Now, on to the updates. The institution has replied back to me about my application for my master's degree, and I'm currently undergoing a long process to hopefully get accepted. Good, dude. By the way, he was on his way to trying to get his master's degree and get into a program to get what he wants. If all goes well, I can start working on my master's degree by next January. I was worried that my boss would react negatively to me furthering my studies, but to my surprise, she did not mind as long as it did not affect my working hours. Okay. Dude, you're going to be on your grind. You're going to be working full-time to obviously make your money and pay the bills and build up reserves and wealth and all that. And meanwhile, weekends and nights, you're going to be studying or going to classes for your master's degree. A lot of people do that, okay? Good for you. It's going to be very tiring. You're going to be feeling worn out a lot of times. Be on your grind. That's what men do. That's what men who make things happen for themselves do. Guys, I got 2 channels here on YouTube, and I generally do a video every day for both channels. And I do personal training, and I train at the gym, and I have other things going on. Believe me, I'm tired a lot of the times, but I keep on going, okay? But I make sure I do everything else. I stay healthy and all that, and I get my good sleep. But believe me, when I go to bed at night after doing a full day of personal training and videos and all this stuff, I'm out. Okay, I'm on my grind all the time. You guys can see it, especially if you're subscribed to both channels. And believe me, it's not as easy as simply turning on the camera and talking. A lot of work goes into preparations for good content for the videos, all the different stuff in the background for YouTube. Trust me, it's work. So believe me, but I have great goals for myself, and I want to do well financially and put money away. So this is why I'm busting my ass all the time. So that's what I'm not bragging. This is just what you guys got to do too. You got to work hard to work hard and smart to get where you want to go and achieve your grandest goals. So, my friend, you're going to be working your butt off here, but you can do it. Anyhow, he says, spending time with my father has been great. He moved in with his dad, by the way. The feeling of walking on eggshells and the constant nagging/bickering is non-existent in his household. Because there's going to be drama in a big house full of women, but with a couple bros, a couple dudes, it's going to be a lot less. If I could go back in time, I would have moved closer to my father sooner. I always thought that the way my mother treated me was normal, but now I know better and I wouldn't take the crap from her ever again. Good. Silver lining, I learned a valuable lesson. Everything was going great until earlier this week. My female family members and Zoe found out that I had left. I don't really know how they found out or what their reaction was, but I know enough thanks to some mutual friends reaching out and my father having a screaming match with not only my mother, but Zoe's mother as well. Your dad's like, oh, great, son, you're bringing your my crazy ex-wife back in the picture, and I was fighting with the crazy ex. He's probably saying this is exactly why we divorced. He says, my mutual friends, some acquaintances and coworkers, were surprised I up and left. Apparently, Zoe and my sister have been calling me a deadbeat father to anyone who would listen. They were posting long rants about me online, and while some people are aware that I'm not the biological father, others think I'm a vile human being for abandoning my child. It's not his child. And yes, Zoe still plans to name her child after me. Well, hang on a second here. If what you say is true, that they're posting all these negative things that are not true about you online, on social media and everything, well, that sounds to me like defamation. If they're posting things online that others can see and it is untrue and it could cause damage to your reputation, maybe towards your job, anything like that, or it could be perceived like that, a very good lawyer can make the argument about that, and your sister and Zoe could be in some trouble. So I would keep that in mind. What they're doing is, well, let's just say a lawyer would be foaming at the mouth at the opportunity, but then again, they don't have any money, so go figure. Any lawyers in the audience that are watching this, let me know what you think about what he can do here, about what they're doing online, if it could be made out to be that it could cause damage to his reputation, potential job prospects, things like that. Anyhow, he says, at this point, my reputation is in shambles. Aha, okay, well, there you go. Your reputation is in shambles. Therefore, you have I believe, a legitimate reason to contact a lawyer. At this point, my reputation is in shambles, but it does not matter to me anymore. Well, dude, it should matter to you, and you need to take action about this. I really don't care what the social circle thinks about me. It's frustrating that lies are spread about me, even though I've done nothing wrong, but I mustn't dwell on the things I cannot change. Well, your social circle that they're making up lies to could eventually expand to other things. So I would take what I said seriously about the whole defamation thing. But dude, regards to this old social circle of yours, you need to cut them all up. I mean, consider your mood to your dad starting anew. Okay? Clean slate. Just the past, it's done. Cut your mom off, cut your sister off, everybody else in the social circle, fuck them. Okay? I'm trying to manage my profanity on this channel, but I can't stress that enough. They're nothing but toxic. They're nothing but trouble. Your sister's dead to you. Okay, seriously. She's there spreading all these lies on you. She doesn't give a crap about you. And I remember from the last video, you revealed that she's your half-sister. And your mom's giving your dad a hard time about this. No. They're just a bunch of leeches. You don't need them. I get that it's hard shaking off family, okay? But seriously, man, you really want to bring them down? It's your life, man. My father told me that recently he had a call with my mother and Zoe's mother. They told my father they were going to call the police to collect me from him and threaten to file a report for kidnapping. Kidnapping? You're a grown-ass man. My father had to remind them that I was an adult and that I could go wherever I please. But this statement just infuriated them even more. They straight up told my father that I needed to come back to Zoe to support her or else they'd take me to court for child support. She's not your kid. Her child, or soon-to-be child, is not your kid. You're not the father. Dude, like I said, there's more proof. Cut off your mom. You don't need her. She's causing nothing but trouble. She doesn't give a shit about you. She cares about that Zoe character more than she cares about you. How much shit do you got to go through before you truly understand? They're toast. Move on. It's unfortunate when you have to realize your family's a piece of shit, but here you go. My mother and father argued about the ridiculousness of this situation, and my mother used a Bible story to defend her cause. She told my father that Hosea, I don't know what the hell it is, Hosea from the Bible always went back to his wife Gomer even though she would cheat on him because he was a good man. My father decided to hang up the phone and ignore these calls after a fruitless attempt to reason with him. Well, as the saying goes, you can't argue with a drunk or a fool. And for any of you biblical people out there, biblical scholars, those of you who like to read the Bible, let me know who this Hosea is from the Bible. Please fill me in. Believe me, I was smothered in JC growing up. That's how my parents tried to keep me out of trouble, Sunday school and church and all that. But let's be honest, I didn't pay attention too much, so I don't remember that part. Anyhow, after all that, I'm now even more determined to move past all this and to get all traces of Zoe out of my life. I'm planning to consult an attorney to ensure that I can't be held liable for Zoe's child and to get a restraining order in place if it comes to that. Dude, you should have gotten a restraining order a long time ago. And obviously this isn't your child, it's not your child. But if you want to speak to a lawyer, go right ahead. And while you're speaking to the lawyer about the restraining order and the other thing, speak to them about what they're doing to you online. And they're tarnishing your reputation and what kind of impact that could potentially have in your life down the road. Because once something's online, it's there forever. Future employers could look you up, and if they see there's any kind of potential issues with you, something like this could make or break your opportunity getting a job that you want. I'm serious. Talk to an attorney, since you're going to talk to him anyway. That's about it for me. I've been moving on and working towards goals while cutting out the cancers in my life. Good. Financially, I'm much more stable now since I don't need to pay for my mother's utilities anymore. Though I fear that without me handling her finances, my sister will squander all her money. That's their problem, not yours. You've done what you could, and believe me, the way they're treating you, that's the thanks you've gotten in return. As for Zoe, I don't know why she fixates on me being her father's child, but that will never happen. I hope she stops being delusional and move on with her life for her child's sake. Well, I feel bad for that child. That child is going to be screwed up, but that's not your problem. And just you don't even feel bad for her. She had her chance. You're a good guy. She blew her chance with you many times. I mean, no pun intended. She was blowing somebody. But seriously, you tried for her. No. Move on. Don't even worry about them. Thank you, SSM, and have a great day. Well, you have a great day too, and I appreciate the follow-up here. But yeah, bro, like I said in the other video and the other video before that, cut them off, okay? It's over, okay? Your mom and your sister has proven time and time again you don't matter to them. That Zoe chick is more important to them. I gotta wonder if there's I don't know why. There's a part of me wonder if Zoe's actually your sister or something screwed up, because this is how weird this story is. But nevertheless, cut them out of your life, okay? They're leeches. They're just trying to milk you for everything it's worth, okay? Focus on your purpose. I really hope you get into that master's program, and then I want you busting your butt, working hard at your job to put away money. I want you to live cheap, be frugal, cook most of your meals, do anything you can to cut corners in a good way, and save money, invest it, grow it. Then you have those resources there at your disposal when you need it. And while you're working, you're studying or going to classes for your master's, you're going to be on your grind for a few years getting that. You're going to be tired, believe me, dude, but at least... And even when you're tired, dude, think about every day when you sit down and study for your master's, even though you're tired because you're already working all day, every time you study, whether it's 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, you are that much closer to getting towards your goal. It's all about small progresses every day that we can do to get where we want to be. And eventually, you'll get your master's degree, you'll be able to get a better position in a different company, you'll be making more money, and you'll be on the right path. But you got to be strong and stand up for yourself, because obviously I can tell from everything I pieced together from the other videos, in the past you weren't standing up for yourself when you should have been. You let the shit slide with your ex-girlfriend, she cheated on you, you took her back, the way the family was treating you, but okay, the past is the past. Now you can learn from your mistakes, because that's all you can do. Believe me, I made plenty of mistakes in my past, and I learned from them. And move forward. And you got a great opportunity. You're in your 20s, you're young, you got your whole life ahead of you. But what you do now, the decisions you make, are going to determine how the rest of your life goes. So choose wisely. And, you're with your dad. It sounds like your dad's a cool dude. So that's awesome. You're bonding with him, and you got a good thing going. And there you go. He's your family. But the rest of them, cut them out. Done. And this goes for any of you guys watching this right now. Wherever you are in the world, you got a family that's taking advantage of you, trying to bring you down, and are a bunch of leeches. Cut them off. Life is short. So many people have a hard time doing that with friends and family. They want to believe that mom or sister or whatever will try to take advantage of you. People will. Because at the end of the day, before people are your friends or your family, your mom, your dad, your sister, they're human beings first, and human nature can be a very ugly thing. Trust me. So, off on your purpose, and you should do fine. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. That is the final update, because I know a lot of you guys liked the previous videos. That's it. We're done with this guy's story. I wish him well. Be sure to comment down below. Let me what you think about this. And, guys, also, if you ever have a great story you want to share with me, a personal story, something you're struggling with and you need help like this guy did, or you got a great story where you went through some hardships but you've overcome them, or a great revenge story on some woman that's done you wrong, whatever, or great articles, email me. Okay? Tell me your story. Send me the good articles, whatever. And if they're definitely good, I will cover them in a future video. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.